Hello, everyone, and happy Tuesday. My name is Davon Reeves. I am a serial entrepreneur, and welcome to my new show called Hotel Ownership Unplugged, where we'll be talking about just about everything when it comes to hotel ownership. So, my goal is to come to you once a week, every Tuesday at 1 o'clock, to give you information about hotel ownership. This is great for aspiring hotel owners, first time hotel owners, even existing hotel owners. So every week it'll either be myself or I'll be bringing special guests talking to you about everything hotels. And then, of course, because I love the tea, I'm going to be dropping some hospitality tea, basically what's going on in the industry. So that way you stay up to date. So for those who don't know who I am, my name is Davon Reeves. I am a serial entrepreneur, co-owner of 3 hotels across 2 different states, as well as the CEO and founder of 2 companies, the Vaughn Group, which is a hotel consulting and hotel ownership group, as well as Vestor, which is a crowdfunding platform for commercial real estate, including hotels. And I'm also the co-host of Next Gen Lodging, which is a monthly podcast that's on Hotel News Now, powered by CoStar, with my co-host Amari Head and Christopher Henry. All right, let's get to it. So, if you are not a part of my weekly newsletter, it dropped yesterday, and I talked about the different hotel costs that's associated with hotels, essentially, right? And I also talked about a lot of you haven't noticed, a lot of the major hotel brands reported their quarterly earnings and results, which Q2 quarterly results, which we'll talk about in a few. So let's talk about some of the costs that's actually associated with hotels. So let's talk about the biggest cost within a hotel is labor. That is the biggest cost. So you have different departments. So you have housekeeping, which is the largest department in the hotel, and I consider it the backbone. So then you have the front desk, which is the face of the hotel, depending on how large your hotel is. So for my folks who want to get into hotel ownership, my existing folks, y'all already know. You let Davon, I know about this. For the folks who are just getting into the space, there are a lot of the larger the hotel, meaning the more amenities that it has, full service, you will have more labor, right? So you'll have, because you'll have different departments. So if you have a hotel with a spa, that's labor and that's cost, right? If you have a full service restaurant or 3 meal restaurant, you have the food and beverage costs as well as labor. For the hotels that are very lean in labor, which is economy, limited service, they don't have as many people working because they don't offer as many amenities, right? So it's a front desk, and the front desk may handle multiple jobs, including, preparing breakfast, doing night audit, guest services, concierge, as opposed to a full service hotel is broken out. Someone is a breakfast attendant, someone, whereas that person is not the same person checking in guests, right? So then if you have a hotel consultant, asset manager, if you have a management company, those are different fees. Then you have your franchise fees if you're part of a franchise. So all of those different costs, I do talk about it more in a newsletter, but all of those are different costs for you all to think about if you're getting into the hotel space, right? And if you're an existing owner or you're a first time owner, what do you want to do? You want to control costs. The goal is to increase revenue as well as controlling costs. So some of the things that you can do to control costs, of course, depending on labor, depending on what's going on in the market, there's some companies that offer, if you have high credit card commissions, there's some chargebacks that will help you mitigate those chargebacks. So those are different fees. Energy costs. What can you do to mitigate your energy and utility? Can you work with the particular county? What are some of the things that you can do to mitigate those costs and to ease those costs? Your taxes, is it time for an adjustment? Do you need to bring in a consultant, or if you're a tax expert, to help you with those costs to bring it down? Because the goal as an owner to bring more money down to the bottom line. Okay. So I talk about that more in detail. And my newsletter is absolutely free to join. Make sure you click on the link below so that way you can sign up. And you know what? As I was talking, I was like, I probably need to bring some asset managers and some consultants on so that way you can hear from the best on different ways on how you can mitigate those costs when it comes to your hotel. All right. So just some updates. If you I think the last time we talked, I think I was just getting back from NABHOOD. So NABHOOD stands for the National Association of Black Hotel Owners, Operators, and Developers. I was invited to speak at Wyndham's Bold. I hosted a roundtable of aspiring Black hotel owners, and a good friend of mine, Amina Jane. So shout out to Amina. Woohoo! She did an amazing job. She was interviewed by Galen at Wyndham. He's over strategic partnerships at Wyndham, and it was just a great it was, excuse me, Galen Barrett talked about just what it's like being a hotel owner, her path to hotel ownerships, and so it was just an exciting time. So it was just enjoyment to see that, and shout out to it while we're talking about Amina and her team just actually closed during NABHOOD, closed on I think it was 120, north of 100 rooms, Holiday Inn, and they converted to a Wyndham. So they're the first, I believe, one of the first hotels that opened under the BOLD program. And so the management company was Black owned. So shout out to Synergy Hospitality, the hotel broker who found the hotel for them, Rebecca Williams, is a Black woman. And then we helped help with the equity raise. And in the majority of the investors, 97%, are Black. So I have a whole podcast that's coming up on Next Gen Lodging next month, and they're about to make some news. So if you want to learn more about that, stay tuned. It's going to be coming out. But shout out to them. Anyway, back to talking about the experience at NABHOOD. Like I said, it was great. I was invited to speak or to co-host. I'm not co-host, but host a roundtable. And then also, I got a chance. Shout out to PJ. She invited me to speak at the women in NABHOOD. I was a former co-chair, and so it was just great to speak to those women and to hear how I impacted so many of those women's lives when it came to hotel ownership. So that was a wonderful experience. Just talking to those phenomenal women, and then I was invited by Choice. They had their VIP yacht ride, which was absolutely amazing. So shout out to Choice for that. Choice Hotels for the wonderful hospitality. So for those who are new to the space, and I think that's a great conference to attend, especially if you're a first-time hotel owner or aspiring first-time hotel owner. And then there's just some more tea when it comes to the event space. AHOA, they're having an event in Atlanta later on today. So if you have time, check it out. And then the lodging conference will be in, I believe, the end of September in Phoenix, Arizona, or in October. So make sure you check that out for those who are on the West Coast. Right. And then, of course, my event, how could I forget? I am hosting an event in New Orleans, my house by hotel tour. So if you are in the New Orleans area, please come and check us out. We'll love to see you. We're going to talk about hotel ownership. Omar Head is going to be there. It's going to be a 2-day event. Friday night, we're going to be touring a Black-owned hotel. Do drop in. The next day, we're going to be at the Homewood Suites in the French Quarter. It's going to be a fireside chat about hotel ownership, just all the different things that you need. So make sure you join out. The events are always great. The people always get a great time of connecting and really enjoying themselves. All right. All right. So let's drop some tea. Okay. So what's going on in these hospitality streets? Let me pull up my notes, because a lot of the brands actually just mention their owners, their Q2 2024 highlights. So we're going first off, we're going to talk about Marriott. Just a company overview. If you don't know, I'm sure just about everybody stayed in Marriott. Probably have over 9,000 properties. Just I'm reading off their website what they have going on. So Q2 development highlights. They have over 559,000 total number of rooms in the pipeline. Over 57% of those rooms are in the international markets. They have a worldwide RevPAR growth of over 5% year over year, with an adjusted EBITDA of 1.32 billion. That's north of 9% year over year. And again, worldwide RevPAR growth looking at 3 to 4%. And net rooms growth looking at 5.5% to 6%, and then capital return to shareholders looking at 4.3. So this is just some highlights from the returns, from the results from Q2 highlights from Marriott. All right, next up, let me pull up my notes. Okay, so next up we have Hyatt. So Hyatt, they also shared their Q2 highlights. So financial results, they reported 359 million in net income, over excuse me, 307 million adjusted EBITDA, and then 275 million in gross frees. So apparently that is a new record. That a 4.7% system-wide hotels RevPAR, 4.6% net rooms growth, and they increased their rooms pipeline of 9%, which equates to 130,000, which is a new record. And then they had a World of Hyatt, which is their rewards program, World of Hyatt member growth of north of 21%. Just some highlights. World of Hyatt was named the best hotels rewards program, and the World of Hyatt credit card best overall hotel credit card by Wallet Hub. Just some little things to note. All right. So then next we have Hilton. Hilton announced their Q2 results, just high level financials, 3.5% RevPAR versus year over year growth, 917 million adjusted EBITDA. That's a 13% increase over Q2 2023. They had 22,400 room openings, approvals of about 62,700, and then they had a record pipeline of 508,300 rooms. So that is Hilton. And some highlights: they were named best workplace for millennials in the United States for the 7th consecutive year. They completed the acquisitions of the Graduate Hotels and Nomad, if you didn't know. And then in July, they welcomed hundreds of SLH properties to the Hilton's portfolio. All right, next we have IHG. So IHG, their half year results, they had a 3% global RevPAR. They opened 18,000 rooms, 126 hotels. They had a net system size growth of 3.2%. They signed a record-breaking 57,100 rooms and 384 hotels. They're on track to return over $1 billion to shareholders in 2024. I'm getting this data directly from their website. And then we have Wyndham. Wyndham was the largest hotel franchising company in the world. It's on their website. They had a year-over-year net rate growth of 4%, U.S. pipeline year-over-year growth of 5%, global RevPAR growth of year-over-year growth of 2%, global rep pipeline year-over-year growth of 7%. They had U.S. room openings of north of 7,000. They had adjusted EBITDA of 178 million, 6% year-over-year growth, pipeline 245,000 rooms. All right. And then next we have, all right. So now we have a Choice at adjusted EBITDA of 162 million, adjusted EPS of $1.84, north of 5%. They had over 8% of domestic franchise agreements compared to last year. Global rooms pipeline 114,000, second quarter record. And then global rooms pipeline over 22%. And pipeline, it just continued to grow. So that's just giving you an update of what's going on in the industry. Again, my name is Davon Reese. Thank you so much for tuning in. I cannot wait to see you as we talk more about hotel ownership unplugged. And we're going to always drop some hospitality tea because I love the tea. And for those who don't know what tea is, it's basically like, you just talking, have a conversation while you sipping tea. It's ladies like to do it. But in this form of this show, it's going to be dropping the news of what's going on in the industry. Thank you for tuning in. Can't wait to see you next time.